It's going to be a busy, busy weekend. We've already reached the weekend, folks. We got stuff happening in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
It's weekend eve, Friday Eve, right?
I guess,
yes,
yeah.
It is Friday
Feels
Eve.
like my weekend.
Wow. And we do have plenty of rain chances, unfortunately. So
even severe.
Yes, and severe. That's kind of the elephant in the room, especially Saturday night, which we'll talk about here as we take you out over Fayetteville. You can see a couple of raindrops on the camera in Fayetteville because they've been dealing with some of that rainfall. Pressing to the east of the Fayetteville area now, where we got up to 85 degrees, 5 above the average, which is down to 80 degrees for September 21st. Wet roadways on I-40 near Fort Smith. They had quite a bit of rainfall slide through about an hour ago. We're at 88 today in Fort Smith, above average again. But this time last year, on this day last year, it was 102. So I think we'll all take 88 instead of 102 any day. I know I certainly would. There's that rain in the River Valley now pressing out of Logan County. Some heavier downpours here. A lot of these storms, especially in the River Valley, and as we slide you into Northwest Arkansas, they are what we call elevated thunderstorms. The bottom of the storm is very high up in the atmosphere, so we're not particularly worried about them becoming severe for the most part. Just some very, very heavy rainfall, some gusty winds. Winds could gust 45 to 50 miles an hour, but extremely strong rain producers here from about Garfield and Gateway all the way down through Elkins. So watch for brief localized flash flooding. Remember, these storms are moving into a more mountainous area, and that water will run off pretty quickly, and those streams and creeks could rise faster than you anticipate. Some storms on the back end in central Benton County about to press through Bentonville, so not done completely with the rainfall. And, you know, the severe threat, it's still there, but it's just about over because of how elevated those storms have become. We're in the 70s right now in Northwest Arkansas, as well as in the River Valley. Boonville, though, still hanging on to 80 degrees, a warm and muggy night in southwest Logan County. As we go through the rest of the night, you'll be able to see that thunderstorm activity pushing off. We should start to quiet down for most of the overnight before more activity redevelops by tomorrow morning, possibly for your morning commute. So a wet ride to work and a wet walk to the bus stop is certainly possible. And that rain could hang around for a good part of Friday morning as this warm front crosses the area. But the good news is we should be dry for high school football tomorrow. Tomorrow evening before we start Saturday out, for the most part dry, but Saturday night is our next chance for widespread severe weather, more of a classic severe weather setup where all modes of severe weather are possible, damaging winds, large hail, and maybe a brief spin up as well. We could easily expect over the next couple of days 2+ maybe 3 or 4 inches of rainfall across the area because of all these waves of rain that we've been dealing with. Lows tonight in the 60s, highs tomorrow back up into the upper 70s and lower 80s. And you can see here multiple chances for rain. Tomorrow, Saturday, I think, like I said, most of Saturday should be dry, but Saturday night and into early Sunday could be rough. But then after that, it dries out and stays fall-like in a big way. Remember, first day of fall is early Saturday morning. The autumnal equinox, astronomical fall, I should say. Same thing in the River Valley with plenty of rain chances over the next 3 days. And then, guys, as we get toward the start of next week, looks great.
Okay, farmers in St. Louis are looking to persimmon seeds for clues about what kind of winter we'll have. Have you heard of this, Robert?
Oh boy.
Okay, well they say the seeds predict a lot of snow. It's folklore. It starts with cutting the shell along the seam, then you look at the shape of the embryo plant in the seed, and legend has it if it's a spoon, it's shaped like a spoon. It's going to be a snowy winter.
No, there they are.
If it's shaped like a knife, it could be windy, and if it's a fork shape, it could be warmer. So instead of radar tools, maybe we just need to turn to these weather utensils.
Well, I mean, you can say that. You can say the fuzzy caterpillar. People, you know, you see them crawling along the ground. People say if they're especially fuzzy, it's going to be a cold and snowy winter. My gut tells me, because we're in an El Nino pattern, that we could have above average snowfall. That's my gut. Now, having said that, Chief Meteorologist Darby Bybee disagrees with that.
Uh-oh.
Dude, my barber told me about this. I'd never heard of it. Told me about it last year. He was like, hey, it's a fork shaped one last winter. Did we have a warmer than average winter last year?
We did. But
Well, okay, who needs you? Bring on the persimmon seeds.
The statistics show during El Nino winters, we've had some of our warmest ever winters.
Yeah, watch out for
Darby's at home
persimmons coming for your job. Forget AI, watch out for persimmons, right?
Oh man, that was good. That was
Any way to predict how the Hogs are going to fare this Saturday?
I don't know if I don't have a good prediction on that one, but one thing I do know is we had some Hogs winning tonight in Fayetteville. Arkansas soccer was out on the field tonight going up against Alabama in a top 15 showdown. We've got those highlights coming up after the break.